from Global Kingston. This is Global News Morning.
Good to see you on this Wednesday morning. I've always lived in condos my whole life. I recently moved to the East End to a house and very excited about that. One of the things I was looking forward to is the ice cream truck.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I haven't seen one on my street yet.
Oh.
I'd go running out, I'd keep a jar of change, I'd grab that thing and I'd run out if I heard the music or the ringing of the bells. I haven't seen any ice cream trucks in my neighborhood yet.
You know, I think that's a very common Canadian summer childhood story. In Dubai, I don't think we had ice cream trucks.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you're missing out.
I know.
We're going to tell you a story a little bit later of a town in the U.S. that have welcomed back ice cream trucks after 65 years.
Wow.
Yeah, well, interesting story. Look forward to that a little bit later. Right now, I'll break down the next 3 days for you. Good day to eat ice cream today, tomorrow, even into the weekend. Beautiful days to eat ice cream. Lots of sunshine, very warm. We'll get to 24 degrees today, a humidex value of it feeling like 29. We'll get to 25 tomorrow, Friday, 26 degrees. Again, sustained periods of sunshine all the way into the weekend. I'll toss things back now to Aaron Strickland.
Thanks, Bill. Kingston Fire and Rescue was kept busy Monday afternoon and into the evening dealing with a fire at a business on Creekford Road. Huge plumes of smoke from the blaze could be seen kilometers away. Darren Davis has the latest on the investigation.
Approximately 50 firefighters from 5 stations responded to this fire on Creekford Road a little after 2:30 p.m. Monday. This woman was having lunch on her deck with her husband in the adjacent neighborhood at the same time.
We heard a little bit of a bang, which we hear frequently from that location, so we didn't think too much of it. And then all of a sudden we saw huge plumes of smoke that got blacker and blacker and bigger and bigger.
Kingston Fire and Rescue says the fire started in a service garage located on the Pat Rogers Towing and Auto Recycling property on Creekford Road.
The fire was caused by routine service maintenance or operations within that garage. So we're not considering this fire to be suspicious at all.
Not long after firefighters arrived on scene, Kingston police were also called in, sealing off Creekford Road from Gardner's Road to Bay Ridge Drive.
So there were reports of explosions or large loud noises within that area, and what that was various cylinders that did heat and did explode. So we did want to keep a safe perimeter.
Fortunately, Pozadowski says there was a minimal number of employees on the property at the time of the blaze, and there were no injuries. Fire crews were on scene for about 6 hours, putting out the fire and dealing with hot spots afterwards.
Fire officials say they are still calculating the dollar value of the damage done by the fire, but they do have a rough estimate.
So we're just working with the owner to try to establish estimated damages, because it's probably going to be upward around $1 million.
Darren Davis, Global News, Kingston.
Patrick Brown is out of the Conservative Party's leadership race. In a statement, the chair of the CPC's Leadership Election Organizing Committee says the group disqualified the mayor of Brampton on Tuesday. Ian Brody says the party learned of serious allegations of wrongdoing by Brown's campaign, which he says appear to violate financial provisions of the Canada Elections Act. According to the statement, the Conservative Party gave the Brown campaign time to address the allegations, but the response did not satisfy the party's concerns. Brown's campaign says it complied with every bizarre request and unsubstantiated claim from the party, stating there was no due process. Brown's team alleges the party disqualified him in an effort to secure a win for Pierre Poilievre. In Kingston and across the province, experts are saying we're entering the 7th wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. The virus is causing worker shortages in hospitals, the food and drink industry, as well as causing long wait times at airports. This is due to the new subvariant of Omicron called BA.5, a more contagious version of the virus. Experts say this new wave of COVID-19 was not unexpected after virtually all restrictions have been lifted. They say that COVID-19 is still in its pandemic phase of its evolution, and it could be a while before the virus becomes endemic and more seasonal. Here are the latest COVID-19 numbers from across our region now. There have been 2 more COVID-related deaths in the last week. There are 7 people in hospital. Active high-risk cases have gone from 80 last Tuesday to 120. There have been 3 people hospitalized since last week in Hastings, Prince Edward. There are 51 high-risk active cases and no new deaths. In Leeds, Grenville, and Lanark, there is one person in the hospital. There have been 67 high-risk cases over the last week. As the province faces another wave of COVID-19, there are new concerns about how frontline workers will cope. At the end of the month, employees will lose the right to paid sick leave, and the Ford government is facing calls to extend the emergency measure. Tracy Tong reports.
Call it provincial protection during an unprecedented pandemic. Millions of frontline workers in Ontario were given access to 3 days of paid sick leave, allowing them to stay at home if they contracted COVID-19. That guarantee is set to expire at the end of the month, leading to concerns over what comes next.
People who don't have access to paid sick days are going to have to make that choice. Do I go into work and potentially affect my coworkers, or do I take the financial hit that's involved with staying home, doing the right thing?
The Ford government brought in the emergency measure in 2021 after months of intense criticism, and the latest data shows thousands have relied on the program. As of late June, 470,000 workers have claimed a sick day, costing the government $189 million. Most of the claims came from manufacturing, retail, and healthcare, with the top claims being made in Mississauga, Toronto, and London. It's one of the reasons why critics say the government needs to extend the measure.
We don't need to be sitting in the legislature. The government could extend those those temporary paid sick days right now.
The Minister of Labour was not available for an interview on the future of paid sick leave. Meanwhile, the government is being urged to go even further, to give employees guaranteed permanent access to 10 days of paid emergency leave.
Parents need time to care for their children when they're sick. People need time off when they have a sprained ankle, or to recover from an appendectomy or from a miscarriage.
Healthcare advocates sent a letter to the Premier pleading their case. Now the NDP is planning to reintroduce legislation in August to implement 10 days of paid sick leave into law.
And now let's head over to Bill Walichka for a check on the weather. Good morning, Bill. It's looking like we've got some more mild conditions as compared to yesterday.
Yeah, it was much cooler than we'll see yesterday. Temperatures well below average today. Depending on where you are, we're sort of around that average high of 26 degrees for the day. Kingston and Belleville, 18 degrees, 16 for Ottawa and Smiths Falls, Brockville, 17 degrees. Still dealing with a little bit of a light rain. That will move on shortly. Those clouds will move on as well, and that'll leave us with some sunshine today, and in fact, sunny periods all the way into the weekend at this point. Belleville, wishing you a great morning. 26 degrees both today and tomorrow, 27 on Friday. Humidex values approaching 30 degrees for much of the region today. Brockville, 24 degrees, and then 26 for Thursday and Friday. Sunny periods all the way into your weekend. Smiths Falls, 24 degrees, still dealing with a little bit of a light rain. And then you'll see some sunny periods later in the day. 26 for Thursday, a humidex value of it feeling like 28 for tomorrow. And then 25 on Friday, a mix of sun and clouds. For Kingston, we'll get to 24 degrees today. And then sunny periods all the way into Sunday, 25 tomorrow. And again, humidex values over the next few days around that 30-degree mark is how it's going to feel. We'll end the week with a nice high of 26 degrees, a mix of sun and clouds, and a sunny weekend unfolding with highs just a little less than average. A city councilman in Aurora, Colorado was pivotal in returning ice cream trucks to the city after a 65-year-old ban. The ban started in 1957 because they deemed the trucks a nuisance. I like the sounds ice cream trucks make.
Yes.
Aurora councilman here, Dustin Zavonik, part of a city committee meant to examine outdated laws, said the ban surprised members of the city council. And he says, there was 5 of us on that committee. We couldn't believe that there was a ban on ice cream trucks. He would later be the first person to buy from a truck following the ban's reversal. He believes the reversal could get money flowing in the Colorado community. And the city awarded Ice Cream Wagon, an ice cream truck company, with Aurora's first legal license to sell the frozen treat. It's a great day for the city.
It is. Oh, that is great.
Aurora.
And I know how excited you are about ice cream trucks. I have an alarm that sometimes you've confused as an ice cream truck.
Oh, I get all excited in the studio here. I hear her phone going off, and I'm like running around going, ice cream, ice cream.
Still a child at heart. All right, well, stay with us.
Fool me all the time.
After this short break, we'll be back.